Hey, I'm gonna record this time. It'll be fun.
Back from the future.
Well, this is
Back from the dead.
this is my first time back. This is actually your second time back, really, on the show. So, welcome back from the dead and from the commercial break as well. I know that trailer probably ran a few times, but I only had one to show, so sorry. Um,
Is anybody out there tired of like dick and anus jokes? Because you know.
No one ever tires of that. No one ever tires.
Although I am pretty excited about that.
Really?
Zach and
Oh,
not
about the movie.
dick and
Are you
dick
sure?
in my anus or anything. I don't
Whoa,
know,
now let's not get into a weird area here.
but
So Tyler Perry's going to be in a Star Trek film, you say?
yeah, Tyler Perry did that Family That Prays Together movie. He's pretty well known for doing these little comedies or whatever. I was talking to our camera guy for a bit about that, but I have never seen any of his movies. But J.J. Abrams, the man behind Lost and Alias before that, and I have to be honest.
That's a sketchy track record.
I never watched Alias, although I heard it was great, and I tried to watch Lost, and
You tried to watch Lost?
I tried to watch Lost.
I never tried to watch. I saw some previews for it.
Well, it's like when
that's what stopped me from trying to watch it. Really.
Well, no, I was hearing really good things about it, and then
From who?
My brother.
Your brother?
Yes, my younger brother was obsessed.
Can we get him on the show, maybe?
No, he's in North Carolina.
Is he alive?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's very much alive.
Okay.
But
he never comes to visit or nothing?
No, not so much.
Okay.
Not since he's moved.
But a big Lost fan, your brother.
Well, he was. He stopped
was.
liking it.
Oh, why?
For the same reason that I couldn't get through it. It just became too obscure.
Huh.
Pretty much these people crash on this island, right?
Okay.
It up until now it's like Survivor, right? People plane crash onto an island, and they have to kind of learn to survive in a Lord of the Flies style way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then weird things start happening. There's a big smoke monster that lives in the jungle. There's a hatch in the ground with there's like people in there. They have flashbacks where all these people have common stuff, and you start to wonder when you're watching the show: did they die in the plane crash? Is this heaven or hell? Or whatever?
So it's hard to follow.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It just starts becoming like, like Twin Peaks was good in the beginning, and then around the second season, it just started to get to be like weirdness for weirdness' sake.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, I mean, and everything,
But it was good
tried
weirdness,
to wrap. Oh yeah, it had style.
It was stylistic weirdness.
Stylistic weirdness. This is just weirdness. Like, there was a polar bear in the jungle, and you're like, why is a polar bear in the jungle? They will not answer this question though for another 3 seasons. There might very well be a good reason for that, but I'm not going to stick around to find out.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're not curious enough?
Yeah, I'm not. And I actually, J.J. Abrams though, he's very big right now. He produced Cloverfield too. If you didn't see that, you don't need to see it.
We don't need to see it. Don't see it.
It's a Godzilla movie from the point of view of some hipster kids that you would want to strangle, carrying around a video camera, and a big monster is trashing the city that you'd only see for about 30 seconds.
Speaking of that,
speaking of,
I understand our cameraman is lending you a tiki.
Yes.
Has anyone out there seen this film?
I am eager to see Tiki.
Actually, yeah, I know someone out there has seen it.
Dr. Weir says LOL.
He's seen it. He's seen it.
And I'm sorry, but Cyber Cookie 72 said that the monster attacking in Cloverfield was an Icy the Polar Bear sales rep.
Oh,
that's pretty funny.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Right.
Well, there's a. So I haven't actually seen this movie myself, and it's odd because I think I know most of the people that are in it. Our cameraman was even in it. He dies in it.
I understand it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it is a horror movie. It's about this tiki guy here, and he.
I am a big fan of horror movies.
If it weren't for him killing people, you'd think he was cute. And the way he runs around and stuff, it's adorable.
Is it? I haven't watched it yet, but is it computer animated or is it actually like models or how do they?
Oh no! This is a real This is a real movie. It was shot in real time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not made up at all. So the tiki's not animated. No, the tiki really it really happened. mean, it might be a little. Maybe you shouldn't watch it.
Dr. Weir is saying that it was inspired by Trilogy of Terror, and I can't confirm or deny that. Maybe you. But wasn't the Trilogy of Terror doll, that was a Richard Matheson story. Richard Matheson, very good writer, who actually originally did the story that I Am Legend was based off of. Better book than a Will Smith movie.
So Tyler Perry's going to be in a Star Trek movie.
I have to just tell you this though. Don't see I Am Legend.
Okay.
I Am Legend was pretty bad, especially if you know the source material. It was awful. If you want to do better, Vincent Price did a really good one called The Last Man on Earth, which was a pretty decent version of the original I Am Legend story. And then actually there was one Omega Man, which has whatchamacallit, the NRA guy, and I can't remember his name now either.
The NRA guy?
Yeah. The guy, Charlton Heston.
Oh. Charlton
Heston is in the Omega Man, which is a 70s-ified
Yeah,
version.
He died.
He did die.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him though in my travels.
You didn't or did?
No, I did not.
Oh, I almost met him.
I only met Peter Sellers, Stanley Kubrick, and George Carlin.
Huh.
Yes.
Well. Yeah, when he died, he said that wasn't he the one that said, you can have my gun out of my cold dead hand or something like that? Wasn't So I guess they got it.
I wonder if anybody tried.
They probably did, because I don't think. Well, maybe he was buried with it. He was kind of weird.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I knew a few people that met him, and they said he seemed perfectly normal. Like, he wasn't really, packing at the time. He might have been.
I'm sure he wasn't.
They checked.
You know what the weirdest thing that he'd ever done was?
What's that?
In Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes remake, which is bad.
He didn't wear a turban, did he?
No, but that would have been funny.
Okay.
No, like
because I didn't see it.
In the Tim Burton remade Planet of the Apes, I like the original Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston in it. Very good movie, right? Has anti-nuclear war message. It's a good movie, right? I like it.
They were about it then, yeah.
Yeah. And I really liked it. Tim Burton comes along, just I don't know what was going on. He made it a comedy, and then in the ending of the movie is just a slap in the face. But anyways, it's terrible. But in the movie, he casts, like, this was stunt casting. We were talking about, like, we'll go back to the Star Trek thing, but like stunt casting, he has Charlton Heston as an ape in the movie do an anti-gun speech. This is Tim Burton's humor, though. Like, I think he was just deliberately doing that on purpose to but that way it was a comedy. It was like he remade Planet of the Apes with really good special effects and made it a huge joke.
Huh? Because it wasn't before?
No, I think the original Planet of the Apes was good.
Really?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Dirty ape. All that. It was great. Dr. Zayas. It's good stuff, right? Even what is it? Beneath the Planet of the Apes isn't that bad. Everything after that gets a little sour.
Mm-hmm.
When they start going like it's a big time loop, and and they show you how like they go back in time, but the reason that the entire Planet of the Apes thing happened is because of the future. It gets really stupid.
Huh.
But Beneath the Planet of the Apes is pretty good too, because it has Charlton Heston in it too, but then a whole other set of astronauts and these weird underground people who worship a gigantic nuclear bomb. It's great. It's like they took everything that was great about the original Planet of the Apes and said, let's make it really obvious this time. And they're like going, like they pray to it. They're like, oh great, atom bomb. It's really bad.
Because you're kind of making it sound like it was good.
No. It was okay.
It was all right.
But like Tim Burton, he made this Planet of the Apes remake, and just as a bit of stunt casting, he has Charlton Heston as an ape who found a gun, do this speech about how the humans used guns, and that's why the apes won't, and why must they kill each other? And in real life, of course, he was very big into the gun ownership and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
well,
awful.
Not so much the killing of people.
No, I don't think he was killing, but he was very much about owning guns.
The right to carry and bear arms.
Right.
He was more about that.
So I feel like it was sort of like Tim Burton, sort of like kind of making this goof, and it took you right out of the movie. That and the fact that it had Mark Wahlberg in it takes you right out of the movie right there. You're just like, I can't take this seriously any longer.
You can't take movies seriously.
Mark
that have Mark
Wahlberg as an
Wahlberg in them?
astronaut? No,
That
like
wouldn't happen.
impossible. Impossible.
So Tyler Perry is going to be in a Star Trek movie.
Tyler Perry is going to be in a Star Trek movie. He's going to be some sort of admiral or captain.
But you're not sure which.
I'm not sure, but they're actually doing the other casting is really interesting too. They have Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead and from what's the cop movie? The cop movie he did. I can't remember that one.
Neither can I.
He did a cop movie too, which
I didn't even know they were making another Star Trek movie.
Yeah, they are. Well, J.J. Abrams, who was behind Lost and all these other shows,
Yeah.
they gave it to him because they said, "Wow, Cloverfield was hot, Lost is hot. You're like the developer of the moment." They gave him a new show. They gave him like this sort of X-Files knockoff called Fringe right now. I tried to get into it and I can't.
You can't?
No.
Huh.
It was just like Lost all over
So
again.
it could be sputtering out as a writer, you think?
Oh, I think the audience will eat it up.
So
Because he's one of those guys who's like, I'm going to give you a little piece at a time, and people like mysteries, but you know what? Sometimes when a TV show has like a mystery like that, it's never really that rewarding.
yes, that is true.
Like when you watch Twin Peaks, you're like, wow, and I stuck with that for a long time. I'm like, where is this going to go? What's going to happen? I'm not going to spoil this one for you, but I felt like at the end of the second season, which was, they probably could have went on, the finale of the second season is kind of like another, like, you know, slap in the face, because it's sort of like, we're going to give you this cliffhanger, which is really bizarre, and we're not going to tell you what happens. I don't know if David Lynch intended it to be that way, but like it was very obscure.
Yeah, a lot of his work tends to be kind of on the side of obscurity,
Yeah.
which is what people like about it.
Yeah,
I just think that everything he does has fantastic lighting.
it does. He
Yeah.
uses a lot of strobe lights.
Yeah, well, just a lot of color in general, and I love midgets, especially when they walk backwards. So
That
that's
chewing gum you like will be coming back soon.
take it easy.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like I'm in the.
Hey, wait a minute.
We're in the Black Lodge. I feel like a giant's gonna come through here any morning and go like, "It is happening again."
I don't see anything.
Any Twin Peaks fans out there would be laughing right now. Maybe not. I don't know.
Probably not. So I thought they pretty much exhausted the whole Star Trek thing.
Well, yeah. Well, they,
Is this like yet another group of individuals they're trying
No,
to?
they're actually like what they're going to do is they're flashing back to the original series, and it's all the characters when they're younger. I'm not sure who's playing Kirk, but I know Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead is going to be Scotty.
Well, I guess that'll work.
Which is kind of, you could see that.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, if they're flashing back to the original series, I mean, isn't that what the original series was? Is them when they were young?
Mm-hmm. This will be them when they're even younger.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but Captain Kirk, he just, once they started making the movies, he didn't really take his shirt off as much as he used to during the show.
He didn't.
And the show was just like every other episode, he'd rip his shirt and, and he'd lose it. But yeah, in the movies and stuff, he kept that shit on. He covered up, which is wise. Because if you've got a big, old, ugly, gross body, you should keep it covered up.
True. Did you have a favorite of the movies? Did you like any of them?
Of the Star Trek movies?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first one was good for its time, but now you just watch it, and now it looks like you're watching some strange space workout video with the uniforms that they have.
Yes.
So that was really awkward, I don't know that they needed to change up uniforms. Some time had passed, and I guess the Federation sprang for some new leotard.
Yes.
But it was kind of disturbing, because some of the actors, frankly, didn't really look good in a skin tight outfit.
True.
And then I don't know if did they have the same costumes in 2 that was at Wrath of Khan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that they have something that kind of closes over here. And he
Yeah.
didn't take his shirt off, but by the end of the movie, Kirk's thing is like open like this, and there's a little bit of blood here because he's very intense.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But not a full on shirt off, just
Gotcha.
this open lapel, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that, and it's showing he's intense now. He's upset.
So what was 3 then? Because now 4 was one with the whales, San Francisco and stuff. That was the
That was
voyage
just-
home.
Yeah.
But there was the first one, and then what was the second? Was the second one?
Second one was Wrath of Khan, which is really good. And
What
that
was
wasn't
the
like
third
a
one then?
Search for Spock.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because they had to bring Spock
Yeah.
back.
And that just seemed like number 3 just seemed like it was this whole big setup to get to 4.
Pretty much.
You know, just like, okay, we'll just pad this thing out for as long as we can go, and then we'll get to 4, and then 5. 5 is one of those ones that you have to see like a lot before you really start to appreciate
the one where they
how
look for
damn
God?
funny it is.
Is that the one where they look
Yeah.
at God?
Yeah, and I remember sitting there in the theater, you know, and like, you know, they're approaching the planet, and like they beam down to the planet, and they're walking along, and all of a sudden the ground starts to stir, and there's like some rumbling, and this guy appears, and I'm sitting there in the movie theater watching it, thinking to myself, if this is really God, I'm gonna be so freaking pissed. Because how lame would that be?
It would be very lame.
Captain Kirk discovers God.
Right.
Really, there's nothing less to discover after that. Because like now you found him, you can just ask him where everything is.
Yeah.
And hey, what's that? And he'll just tell you.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was gonna be really disappointed if it turned out to be God. But then when it wasn't God, then it was like this whole big build up, you know, for nothing. I mean, you know, Cybok, he felt like crap, and rightfully so. You know, he stole his ship, you know, double crossed his brother. But you know, it had some pretty ridiculous.
I think there was one after that one too, but
there was a number 6, yeah.
I don't recall what the plot of that was at all.
No, I don't either. But I guess my favorite one would probably have to be the second one,
Yeah, Wrath of Khan was
Wrath
great.
of Khan, except for the horrible acting by
Ricardo Montalban.
no.
Ricardo Montalban was epic in that movie.
He's always good, and I loved him in Fantasy Island too. Again, there was a midget in it, so I love midgets. But no, it was the guy that played. God, I can't even think of their damn character names now. Sulu
Mhm.
just was off in that, and then who was the Russian guy? Chekhov.
Yeah.
They just had when they had the things in their ears and stuff. That was just some horrible,
It's terrible.
horrible acting
Terrible.
on their part. It was just, you know, they're like, you know, Captain Kirk asked him like, what happened? It's like, oh, sir, it was Khan. He put creatures in our ears, made us tell lies. It was so
You know what,
freaking
though?
ridiculous. It
That
just,
was
I didn't,
that was scary. How well you did that. I'm flashing back to like when I was 10. That was really scary.
It was just so bad, you know. I'm like, you know, not really like involved in, you know, theater or drama or anything like that.
Right.
And I could even tell. I'm like, you're not selling it, man. I don't believe you. But yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently, you know, he was actually, you know, maybe he was trying to be a bad actor because he was being told to say this stuff because little things. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But the scene kind of ruined took the movie down a notch.
Mm.
But I still think it was probably the best one, just because, you know, it had, you know, the nostalgia, and I don't think their uniforms were quite as weird as they were in the first one, so
Right.
he didn't have to, you know.
No V'ger in this one.
Yeah.
God, it could only be better.
Yeah. What was the one that had like the young
The girl
who's
from Cheers.
yeah, who's the girl that did she does the Pier 1 import commercials now, but she's all fat and shit now.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Kirstie Allen.
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley. You know what movie she was really hot in?
Not the one with like where she was Amish.
No. What, Tim Allen?
Yeah.
No,
Tim
not that
Allen.
one.
We have to hide amongst the Amish people.
Hey,
it worked for Witness. Let's
Yeah.
do it as a comedy.
Of course. No. She was in Star Trek 4,
Yeah.
and that was the only movie she was really attractive in. after
Well,
that.
she was the pointy ears.
Because I think it's because she had the
Pointy
pointy
ears are
ears.
attractive.
And pointy ears are kind of like who else has pointy ears? Leprechauns, I think they have pointy ears, and fairies
Elves
and
do.
elves, and those are close enough to midgets for me. So I thought she
Yes.
was hot in it, but other than that,
Yeah.
not very hot.
Oh, so talking about like you were mentioning Spock coming back in the third one, right?
Did we?
Well, earlier you did, but like
Okay.
he's gonna be in this new one too. He's gonna.
Leonard Nimoy is, or
Leonard
did they
Nimoy-
find like a younger Spock?
They have a younger one, but Leonard Nimoy is going to play the old Spock, and it's going to be a time travel type thing.
Huh? They like to do that a lot.
But you
Whether
have
it's
to
a
think
movie about
like,
apes or Star Trek, they love to travel back in
yeah,
time.
I know.
And it's amazing with all the movies they've had about time travel that we can't do it yet.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Any day now. Could happen.
My friend Phil is actually working on something.
Is he?
Yeah. It's pretty
Okay.
exciting stuff. That's why we have the big fence around the outside to keep people from looking at what we got going on. But
Huh.
let's not talk about that anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. So.
So Tyler Perry is going to be in the new. Do you think he's going to be the new Captain Kirk?
No.
No? You don't think he
Tyler
could-
Perry is African American,
Mm.
but I don't know who Captain Kirk is.
They could do that. I mean, like when they redid the Battlestar Galactica series. Starbuck was a woman,
Yeah.
so they could make.
See, now there's a show that paid off, or is paying off still. Like, there were different things they were planting along the way, and you're watching it, and you know what? It keeps getting better because, like, there's actual payoff to the things that are going on. You're like, not like just obscurity for no reason at all, not like this lost garbage where there's just doesn't go anywhere. I'm sorry, J.J.
But Lost has
Abrams.
a hatch, though. You said.
It does have a hatch.
I'm fascinated by hatches. We have a hatch.
I know, that's how I
Yeah.
get down here, or how I used to before I died. No. Yeah.
I love me some hatches.
Yeah.
So you don't think he's going to be like a major character? It might just be like kind of like Christian Slater was.
I think so.
Do you remember Christian Slater in
I
Star
do
Trek?
recall Christian Slater.
Yeah, he had like one line or
What
something
was
like
he
that.
in Star Trek?
He was like I don't know like what his rank. I think he was just like a private or something like that. But he just like came to get. I think it was like Kirk or someone. Just like knife was like, oh, you wanted at the register, and then he left, and that was it. That was the only.
What's the last Christian Slater movie that had any merit whatsoever?
Pump up the volume. Glad
I
you
agree.
asked.
Pump Up the Volume was good. Heather's was good. I like Heather's.
Yeah, Heather's was good, but not as good as Pump Up the Volume.
No, Heather's is really good. I'm going to take you to task with this one.
But I don't think Heather's was Heather's good because Christian Slater was in it, or could that have been anyone?
It could have been anyone, but like, it kind of takes this Christian Slater, and he's channeling he's channeling this whole like what's his name? I can't remember. He's doing this whole
Chuck Woolery?
No, he's doing
No.
this Jack Nicholson thing through the whole movie.
Uh-huh.
Through all of Heather, she's like, I don't like your friends either. You're like, he's doing this whole thing through the
Uh-huh.
whole movie. Like, it's weird.
I think
it's
it
like,
just, I think it just naturally has that kind of Jack Nicholson thing going on.
Maybe.
And it's actually kind of a bummer for him that Jack Nicholson is still alive. Because I think if maybe Jack had
Jack
passed
Nicholson
away,
is off.
'cause I mean, with the amount of stuff that Jack consumes, I've heard stories. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've seen him. He was far away, but I didn't really talk to him or anything.
Right.
But and he looks pretty healthy. No, actually, yeah, I saw him on a plane once. Wearing a really strange coat, but yeah, you just think with all the Hollywood rumors and whatnot that you hear that that he wouldn't have lasted this long. But I guess when you got a lot of money, maybe they can just put fresh fluids in you every so often and keep you going. Kind of like plant food.
Plant food has preserved.
Yeah. But where's I going with this?
I don't know. Did you see
Oh,
about Schmidt?
so I'm thinking if he would have passed away maybe 20 years ago, Christian Slater might be bigger today, because they would need that type of character. Maybe he wouldn't be the right age, but see now it's like there's two of them almost.
I really thought that Jack Nicholson was going to die after he did About Schmidt.
Really?
Because he looked about like 100 years old in that movie. And it is the most depressing movie you'll ever watch. It's about a guy, he's just getting older. Nobody loves him anymore. He sends away for one of those, foster a child in a third world country kind of thing. It's just sad.
It's
It's
I
just a
kind
sad
it was a
movie.
sad movie, and I kind of liked that one, but I wish he had died in Witches of Eastwick though,
I
and
really
taken Cher with him. Two birds, one stone.
Would she have been able to do mermaids if she died during the making?
Probably not. Was that before or after
That's
Mask?
what I was trying to figure out. Mask.
Do we know? I can't remember.
I think Mask came first.
Really?
But yeah. You know what he was good at last time? Jack Nicholson was good.
What?
I liked him in.
Yo, yeah, that movie, the one with the Irish
No,
people.
Yeah, what was the name of the Irish people movie? I can't remember.
You know why you can't remember the name of that movie?
I absorbed too many movies.
No, it's because the title has almost nothing to do with the film. That's why. Does anyone know what the title of the movie is we're thinking of? It
I
came
own
out
it. I can't remember the name of the movie.
2 years ago.
Departed.
See, it's just such a simple title, and you're looking for something, like
I thought
some
I was
sort of
trying to think of deeper.
some sort of bigger, bolder title, like
Departed was great.
like Jack Nicholson is badass in this frickin' movie, rated R. Something that sticks out in your mind. But Departed, it just I couldn't even when the movie was playing at the theater I was working at, I couldn't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, I liked Departed. I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Do you
Yeah,
like the gangster films?
I like. I don't know. I tend to like Martin Scorsese's movies. I think that they're really good.
Well, lots of people do.
I wouldn't have, but you know what? I don't think I would see myself as being really into the gangster movies. But you know what? Goodfellas is awesome. Casino.
I think
is
that Hollywood
awesome.
in general should be more interested in Martin Scorsese movies. See, I think there's a lack of interest in that sort of thing.
Gangs of New York is amazing.
I didn't see that. Who's in that? There was a
Gangs
reason I
of New
didn't
York
see it.
is the kid from Titanic and also from Departed.
Right.
I can't remember the name of him right now.
DiCaprio?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. The kid. And who else was in it? Who was the guy with the mustache?
Oh,
Wasn't there the guy with the
Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's why I didn't see it, because it had Daniel Day-Lewis
Really?
and,
Why?
and Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Wow, you don't like Daniel Day-Lewis?
No, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, is that alright?
He is very, very good in Gangs of New York.
Is he?
Yes.
But he's got a goofy outfit, though. He looks like some sort of weird, twisted, dark circus ringmaster.
Well, that was how
It frightened me. I didn't want to see it.
That was how that character actually was.
He was he worked at the circus.
No, he was this butcher character. He was
He was
supposed
a
to be
butcher, but he dressed like a circus performer.
He was very flamboyant and very bigger than.
So was he an
life.
actual butcher, or just mean he liked to chop people up?
He did both.
He did both. So he
Yes.
was an actual butcher. So he chopped up animals as well as people. So he was an equal opportunity
Pretty much.
sort of butcher.
If you actually look into any of the history of the 5 points, a lot of the stuff in the movie is true. They didn't really go too far off. Everybody kind of plays it pretty close to the way things were. It
Even
really was
DiCaprio?
that crazy. I don't know about all of that, if that was all true or not, but some of the other wacky stuff was cool.
I don't think DiCaprio could really. I don't think he really started acting until The Aviator. I can't remember anything I could say oh yeah, he had some. That was some good acting by DiCaprio in that film before Aviator. I don't think there was
didn't see
anything.
The Aviator.
You didn't see it?
No.
It was really long.
Oh, it's that long.
It was long, but it was fascinating. It went right by.
Really?
Yeah.
And I do want to see it. It's on my Netflix queue.
Is it?
It is.
Well, you should see. I think you'd like it.
Because I do like Martin Scorsese.
You do. So there you go.
If Casino or Goodfellas is on, and I'm home, I'll end up watching it. And it almost seems to be on all the time. If you're flipping around channels or whatever, and you have nothing else to do, inevitably one or the other will be on.
Yeah, Casino.
And you'll watch it.
Casino was another one of those movies that also had quite a lot of accuracy in it. Because in the movie, De Niro's character does the show, does the live television show from
Right.
Hotel, and I totally remember this show that seemed. I'm like, why is this on?
Right,
It's
right.
because the only guests he ever had were people that came to Vegas to perform, and then he'd have them on as guests.
Right.
And just who gives a shit? We don't want to hear this jackass talk. The only reason people pay in Vegas to hear him sing because he's the only thing on stage singing, and we need something else to do because we can't keep drinking and gambling all the time. We got to
Right.
take a break. So you go to a show, and then there'd be this performer, but they never had anything really to to say. It was just a cheap excuse for him to just have something to do. It seemed like, which is really not far off from what this show is when you think about it.
Um, Somebody in the chat room mentioned Basketball Diaries, which is also really good.
See, I didn't see that one.
With Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
I didn't see that one, and that was way before Aviator. So that So
He
he
was
might have
pretty good in that.
he might have taken a class. I think maybe someone got to him and said, "Look, you look good on camera. Maybe you should back that up with some raw talent." And maybe they slipped him a card or something. But I definitely think that maybe he took a class, or maybe he just stopped trying so hard, and came off a little more natural. But
I can't say the same for Romeo and Juliet. I think that was just a goof.
You really can't remake. West Side Story was a remake. You want to talk about movies that have been remade? They've used that plot a lot.
This was Romeo and Juliet by way of East LA.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what West Side Story was New York, and there was music. But there's been so many. I mean, I'm sure if we really put our heads together and tried, maybe did a little searching on the internet, we could probably come up with easily 100 movies that used the Romeo and Juliet plot.
Spaceballs.
I don't know if Tromeo and Juliet really followed it well.
Oh, Tromeo and Juliet was great.
But that was bizarre.
I love Tromeo and Juliet.
I worked at a movie theater, and Troma Pictures wanted us to premiere it or something, so they sent us a copy.
Right.
So when they do it has a little banner below us. There's not for resale. So that you don't try to sell it or anything. But yeah, so my boss gave this to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, they want to preview this movie." And I looked at it, I took it home and watched it, and I said, "I don't understand what I just saw, but we have to play this."
I love that they have the opening monologue done by Lemmy from Motorhead. He's doing the whole Romeo and Juliet, the actual lines.
It's
just hysterical.
Yeah, it's a bizarre film that only the kind of bizarreness that you can get from Troma Pictures.
Have you seen?
Speaking of bizarre films, Tiki. Tiki's got. We're here live from the bunker in Spokane, Washington, and Tiki was filmed here locally, and that's about all I can really say about it, except for our cameraman was in it, and he dies. Not in real life. He dies. His character dies in the movie.
Spoiler for me.
Everyone dies. It's one of those kind of movies. Everyone dies. Nobody's safe.
Okay.
Nobody's safe. But he's good. He had a good. It could have been better, but he.
Dr. Weir just mentioned Titus, which is that is a very good Shakespearean movie.
Yeah, that was.
Titus Andronicus.
Anytime you can just throw a little bondage into a Shakespeare piece, it really makes it work better for me.
Cannibalism too.
Because when they're talking that the dialect and everything like that, and then there's leather. It's great. So Tyler Perry, you say?
Tyler Perry, yes, Tyler Perry.
I don't understand what your fascination with Tyler Perry really is. Did you want to talk about that?
Because you're taking the two names of you're taking the first and second half of two aging rock stars, and you mush them up into a single name for a comedian. Steven Tyler, and what's his name?
Luke Perry.
Steve Perry from Journey.
Oh.
And you've mushed them up into Tyler Perry.
Huh.
A comedian who makes movies about his family.
That is weird. And he's still able to do it too, which is fascinating. Because you think somebody would have stopped him by now, but it hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah. Someone needs to stop it.
Somebody needs to stop Tyler Perry.
Do you think he'll die in the Star Trek movie?
I can't be sure.
We can always hope, though.
Fingers crossed.
I will. Well, I'm glad you're not dead.
I feel better now.
Do you feel better? Did you want?
I got better.
How are your insides?
Well, Monty Python reference for you out there.
Are your insides reforming nicely?
Oh yes.
Are you ready?
I feel all together now. I feel much better now.
You look surprisingly unscathed.
Yeah. Well, I think this is gonna be the new thing. For the celebrities out there, just dying for a couple days. See how well you come
A
back.
couple days.
Yeah, I think I was gone for about what, 7, 8 days, man. What's the deal?
It's been 7 years.
Holy cow!
No, I'm kidding. It's only been
Did
a few days.
MTV stop the remake?
Speaking of that, after you died, I told everyone to go to your website and sign the petition if they hadn't already,
Mhm.
because it was your dying wish, and now it's your living wish, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It remains my living wish.
Well, that's good. No one really actually went to sign it. I don't think anyone cared, but
Oh,
I told them, so I did that
rats.
much. I got flowers too. I don't know. I guess you didn't see them, but maybe later you can watch the replay. Really nice flowers.
Yeah,
I
I'll
bought
check
that
that out.
frame for your picture too. So
Yeah. That was.
yeah, you owe me like $14 now.
Oh.
Do you have
See,
it on you?
coming back from the dead, you don't really come back with very much.
Speaking of money,
I think I'm broke.
are you? That's too bad.
There was a ferryman coming back the other way. I think he took everything I had left.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that was the guy that prepped your body. Actually, I think he does it.
Okay.
Because he had like a watch on each wrist. I thought that was odd.
Bastard.
So that's a very disturbing picture of Les Michaels.
Hmm.
I didn't see that before.
It is
It's
quite disturbing.
it's a little frightening. It looks like he superimposed his head onto somebody else's body. Is that really your body?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell. That's frightening. Hell with this show. Let's just watch him move around.
That is entertaining. But
So yeah. So you don't have the $14? Is that what you're saying?
no, I gave it to the ferryman on the way over.
Well, I gotta pay for this frame. If you guys want to help me out, if you go to inthebackrow.com, it's on the bottom there. See that little web address is like streaming by. If you go there, there's a little donation button, or you could just click on some of the ads. I get money that way too. So I'll wait. If you guys want to take a few moments to go there and you're not supposed to click on ads unless you're actually interested in them. That's I'm not supposed to coax you into doing it. So don't just do it for the sake of doing it. But there's probably some interesting stuff on there. And if you want to donate money and I'm sure if you don't have any, there's probably something lying around the house that you could possibly sell on eBay. Maybe something that has some value. Maybe not to you, but maybe it's valuable to somebody else. You could go there and sell it and just click on a little donation button. You need to have a PayPal account to be able to do that though. So there's been a lot of people not paying me lately. So yeah. Phil is not really he gives us food and stuff like that, and that's all great, and gives us money for certain purchases. But if you really want to go out and have any real fun, you just can't, because he really keeps track of every dollar. He wants to know what it's for, what you're gonna do with it. Can he have some? And so yeah,
Wow.
it's nice to have your own separate account. So so yeah. Take a few moments. We'll give you some time. I'll just wait here while you do that. Okay. Do you think they're going?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
So Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, indeed. Steve Perry and Steven Tyler blended into.
Are you gonna make
one
another
single
website?
human being.
How many are you up to now?
I have Keanu Reeves is a robot.com and
Which you do believe in. You do believe he's a robot,
Keanu Reeves
especially
is a
now
robot.
that you've talked to George Carlin.
Well, I did. I passed on to the other side after my incident in South America, and while I was there, George Carlin was one of the 3 people I met, and he informed me that he was indeed murdered by Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves made it look like old age, however, it was not, and he confirmed for me that yes, indeed, Keanu Reeves is a robot.
Hmm.
Expect more from the website very soon.
I am expecting. In fact, when I went there today to put the link on, I was expecting more. I mean, it's a great picture of his head with because there's wires sticking out of the bottom of it. It's a great picture.
That's
of
an
his head.
artist's representation.
It's not really his head,
Um,
or those aren't really his wires.
those really aren't his wires.
Okay. Do you know what his wires would look like?
Not unless we cut off Keanu Reeves' head.
I don't think we can do that legally.
Well, really, I think that if someone out there is able to actually catch Keanu Reeves and expose him,
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
expose him for the robot he is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can't just pounce on celebrities in the street and take their pants. Okay, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna get you into trouble. You're like, oh no, but he's a robot. Yeah, whatever, fella. Let's go.
Well, all of his films, in one way or another, do advance the robot cause,
Really?
and we need to understand whether or not he means us ill or good. And I feel like the only way that we can probably figure out what kind of robot he is indeed to dissect Keanu Reeves.
So you want to have kind of like a Keanu Reeves autopsy film?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves autopsy
Yeah.
film.
All right.
Like that UFO, like the one with the alien.
So you have another website as well, the StopTheRemake.com.
StopTheRemake.com.
And how's that going?
Going pretty good. The
Really?
20, the
You're not lying, are you?
No, the 27th is.
How would you even know? You've been dead for a week.
Oh, I know. I should get back in.
Actually,
and check
like
it out.
it's been 8 days, technically. 8 days. So
8
you really
days.
have no idea. I think you've got like 4 signatures over the last.
Do you know who else died and came back after 8 days?
Lou Ferrigno?
Exactly.
Yeah, I talked to him the last week. It was bizarre. I mean, he looks good.
He does. Not as good as I do though right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking much better now. I feel much better.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But you're still not eating.
I know. Take a bite. I miss some pizza. Perhaps if there was pizza delivered here. If there was some way to not let the outside world
Yeah,
know.
no one brought food this time. Usually there's food.
I have a hazy recollection of that happening.
Yeah, well, it's actually amazing we've gotten food at all because it's the QC's night off.
Yeah.
So, but tomorrow they'll be back. So Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
What's he all about?
I don't know.
So you don't actually know him?
He's a comedian.
Really?
Hey, interesting thing, right?
Right.
Another thing I was reading in the news I was going to bring up on the show. Any comic book fans out there?
Any comic book fans out there?
There was a
Anyone? No, no one.
There was a book back in the 80s called Watchmen.
Yes.
To this day, probably is like the hallmark of comic book, comic book series or whatever. Watchmen was probably like the high water mark as far as those are concerned. It's really great. Stands up today. So Warner Brothers has been making it, the movie, right?
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen the trailer yet. You can
No, I
YouTube
haven't.
it. You can YouTube the Watchmen trailer. It looks really, really good. Very faithful to the book, which is amazing. Fox, however, my arch nemesis apparently. Oh, Fox Pictures is stating that they own a portion of it from way back when, and they're actually saying that they don't want the movie to get released now, and they're going to fight it, even though it's supposed to come out early 2009.
So they're saying because they own a portion of the rights from way back when,
Yeah.
they don't want it to come out now.
Oh yeah, they're putting a stop on it.
Huh. Is that just because they want to try to negotiate their cut, or because they don't? They're like, oh no, we would never remake one of our.
Yeah, no.
It couldn't be that.
No, but they're trying to put a stop. They're actually putting like a cease and order to it. And the judge right now is weighing it out. Who knows? This could all end up being like hype, but there actually is a lot of real. If you do some like research around the internet, there's a lot of like really serious news about it, and they're negotiating. Ironically enough, um, the only other time that this has happened recently
Mm-hmm.
was with another property, the Dukes of Hazzard movie, which I didn't see, nor was I interested in seeing, but apparently Fox owned part of that, and the company that released it owned a half, and eventually, they let it go.
Hmm. You didn't see the Dukes of Hazzard movie?
No, I did not.
Really?
I did not.
Did you ever watch the show when you were a kid?
I did.
You did.
I did.
Did you like it then?
I did.
You did, but you didn't think you'd like the movie?
No, when I was a kid, I thought Cooter and was funny and all that was funny, but now I don't think I'd watch.
I'm sorry.
I think that was one of the guy's names. It was Cooter.
Cooter?
Yes. Can anybody out there back me up? I swear that was a guy's name on the show.
I think that's just you just wanted to sneak in a dirty word.
No, that's like on Growing.
Because you barely cursed the whole show.
On Growing.
That's really
I know. I've
you.
been really.
And all
really
of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah, Cooter.
Cooter.
Yeah.
Cooter. He was the Fix-It Man.
Really?
Just like on Growing Pains with Michael Seaver, his best friend.
Okay.
Well, what's his name? Cameron.
Yeah, I know who you're
right.
talking about.
His best friend on the show was named Boner. How did they get away with that? He had a friend named Boner on the show. Like
that is what you're doing. Cooter, now Boner.
I know.
Where are you gonna go next? And we're
Cooter,
not
Darkface says Cooter was the tow truck guy.
You said he was the fix-it guy.
All right. Well, I remember him in overalls, and he always had a wrench in his hand.
So he's fixing something. I don't know what.
Maybe he was fixing Daisy Duke. Who knows?
Was he doing some repair work on her cooter?
He was.
You think?
He was. Yes.
Didn't she have a car too with a name? Everyone named their cars in that show.
The name of the orange car was the General Lee.
Well, we know that. But didn't Daisy have a Jeep that she also?
I don't know. Although I will tell you this.
So you said you watched the show though.
Yeah, when I was younger.
And you said you liked it.
Yeah, when I was a
but
little kid.
You don't seem to really know anything about it.
No. Well, except for the guy's name was Cooter.
Except for the fix-it guy's name was Cooter.
Yes. Well, I actually remember when I was a kid playing with the color forms, where you would stick the General Lee and different things into action scenes.
So when you were a kid, you had little color forms, and so you'd sit there at home, little 5-year-old Matt, and you'd play with the Cooter.
Yes, I'd play with the Cooter when I was 5.
That's nice.
I would make him I would stick him on. He would be fixing something, and then there would be the car, and I'd make it jumping over something. I always had models too when I was a kid. I had a model of the General Lee, and I had a model of Cooter's truck too.
But Cooter's tow truck. But you didn't know he was a tow truck driver. It's like, oh, he drove a tow truck, but he was just a fix-it guy. So
yeah.
But you don't remember what Daisy's car's name was.
I don't remember her having a car.
What was the name of the bar that she worked at?
I have no idea.
See, you don't know anything. You never watched the show. You're totally lying.
I did. I watched the show plenty. It's just.
But you have no idea what the name of the bar that they always went to was. The only bar in town. They were always there. She worked there.
I don't even think anybody in the audience would know.
It was the Boar's Nest, and her damn Jeep was named Dixie, for God's sakes.
Oh, come on. Now, would anybody in the audience know that? I will put money down that no one out there knew that the name of the place was the Boar's Nest. And her car's name was
There was
Dixie.
Boss Hogg.
Yeah, I know her, Boss Hogg. What was Boss Hogg's
What was the deputy's names?
I was going to say, what was the deputy's name?
So you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
What was the dumb one's name?
I remember there was a dumb one.
Enos? Was it dumb one?
It might have been. And Boss Hogg was always hitting him.
Roscoe.
With his hat.
Roscoe was the doofy sheriff, and then it's kind of, they had two dumb sheriffs, really. I guess, well, a dumb deputy and then a dumb sheriff. But somehow they made it work, because they weren't the same kind of dumb.
No.
They were different, kind of like you and me. We could be wacky. We could be wacky television sheriffs in the South.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because how often could the General League escape them so many times? They had to be pretty dumb.
I just love when the car landed. It would get all dented and stuff, and then they do a cutaway shot, and then it would be fine. They had a lot. They must have a lot of those cars.
Dark Faye just said Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah,
that was the name.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow.
Which is, I think she lives in the South too, which is amazing.
Maybe you know my brother. He lives in North Carolina.
Your make-believe brother.
Yeah. He lives in North Carolina. I believe he's.
Supposedly still alive.
Yeah, I believe he's alive. I do hear from him every once in a while. I know quite a few in North Carolina, says Dark Faye.
You didn't. You apparently never watched the show as a kid, and then didn't see the movie as an adult. That's understandable.
The movie. I know the movie had.
Did you watch the show Charlie's
Johnny
Angels when you were a kid?
I did.
Did you watch the movie?
I watched the movie Charlie's Angels, but I didn't like it.
But you didn't like it. Why didn't you like it? Did you like Cameron Diaz dancing in the beginning?
Yeah, I didn't think it was as funny as I thought it was, and I didn't think the action was as action-ish as they thought it was.
But did you like Cameron Diaz dancing in the beginning?
Yeah, it was good.
See, that's all I watched of it, and I thought it was a great movie.
And I thought Lucy Liu was cute and everything, and Drew Barrymore, and I don't know.
Well, they're always cute. You know, they funny thing about that film is they actually retouched every frame in that movie to make the three of them look better.
Did they?
Yes.
That's funny.
Countless hours were spent because apparently Cameron Diaz has really bad acne. So anytime she makes a movie, they have to do a lot of post-production work to make her look like she's not all gross.
Wow, I'd heard that about other movies too with her in it. It's really strange.
And it just gets worse, with all this high definition stuff.
Yeah.
See, we're pretty safe here on Stickcam because the stream's not really that great. But this is like high definition. We would look like a couple of drunken sailors. It would be god awful. I mean, especially since you've been recently dead. You probably look way worse than I do.
Death has not been kind to me.
Because I at least bathed earlier today. So, well, you were in the pool, so that's like bathing. But I mean, you've been out there for like 5-6 days in the sun too. So it's a good thing you're alive again because you were starting to smell a little.
Oh.
I mean, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens.
That's a common misconception of the dead is that we have smell.
You know, it was a pain in the ass is having to keep cutting your fingernails because I don't know if you're aware of this, but after that they still grow, and they were getting pretty creepy. Let me tell you. I mean, it's creepy enough that you're dead and lying in a kiddie pool in my yard, but with the long nails, it was the neighbors were talking. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
what?
I hate to interrupt you, Doc, but
no, you do it all the time. It seems like you enjoy it.
CyberCookie72 says Cooter was defeated by Republican Erin Cantor for the U.S. House of Representatives in Virginia, 7th District, in November of 2002.
Oh yeah, all those guys they end up running for something.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a Sonny Bono.
I'm actually surprised. Well, I think if Gary Coleman could stop beating up old ladies and shit, I bet that he would have been Sonny Bono. He was like the mayor until he like skied into some tree.
What other famous people have ran for things?
There's a lot. I mean, they're not like really like big superstar caliber, but there's been a lot of them. I mean, come on, like Governor of California.
I think that Schwarzenegger guy did something, but I can't recall.
Yeah, and then Reagan before him.
I thought that was the funniest thing.
What, bedtime for Bonzo?
In Back to the Future, when he was like,
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
The actor. Yeah, that was the best.
Who's Secretary of State? Jerry Lewis? Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes, it's funny how the only reason that joke...
What you talking about, Doc?
What you talking about, Doc? Apparently, Gary Coleman I think he was recently in the news. I think he beat up some other guy too.
What's wrong with Gary
at a bowling? He just gets pissed off when people take his picture. Because you know what? Because other celebrities, when you're taking let's say somebody's taking a picture of me, okay?
Right.
I know why they're taking a picture of me.
Okay.
Because I'm famous and I'm cool looking, and then they can prove that they saw me. But that's not why they do it to Gary Coleman. They're just like, hey, look, a midget. I mean, and it pisses him off. So yeah, he got into some sort of scuffle, I think, outside of a bowling alley with some guy who was taking his picture with a camera phone, and it's always someone who wants his autograph, and he gets pissy with him, and it's like, well, you're a celebrity, you're supposed to sign stuff, I don't ever sign nothing, and
wow.
Yeah, but he's a violent little guy, and I don't know what his deal is, but I mean, it's the only thing about the whole story that that really I find fascinating is, I mean, if I saw a little tiny Gary Coleman bowling, you could bet your ass I'm going to be whipping out my camera and taking some pictures of that. So I don't see why he's so upset. Like, oh, guys are going to take pictures of me, and yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect? You're bowling. If you were wrestling or riding a unicycle, okay, don't do weird midget shit if you don't want your picture taken.
Yeah.
Stay the hell at home.
Go grocery
And
shopping
people
like
keep
everyone
suing
else.
him. I don't even
But
understand.
if I saw Gary Coleman grocery shopping, I'd take a picture of that too.
I think. Well, if he beat up. I guess kicked some woman in the shin or something. I don't know what he did, but tried to beat up some woman in a grocery store. And I guess at that time he was working as a security guard.
Are all little people
How does that happen?
so angry?
How do you hire a 4-foot guy to be your security guard?
I don't know. Maybe they have problems with very small people. Pest control.
Or they figured it's like, well, he gets into fights so many times. I mean, he must know something.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you take my picture. If you just get the hell out of here.
Was the midget on Fantasy Island? He had troubles too.
Did he?
Killed himself.
Ooh.
Did.
What was his name?
Not recall.
I remember his character name.
Yeah, he was Mr. Rourke in Tattoo.
Yes. That's right. But you don't remember his real name? Do you know why he killed himself?
No, I don't recall.
Huh.
Depression.
What do you think he was depressed about?
Being small in a big man's world.
Was this during the show, or had they canceled the show? And he's just like, oh, what now?
I believe the show was canceled by that point.
Huh. Yeah, I can see it being. I mean, because where do you go from there? It's kind of like Gary Coleman. You got or Webster. It's like when you're all little and stuff. I think you pretty much only have one show in you, and then they don't use you for anything else anymore. Except for that, there was that one guy in the '70s, and he was just like anything. If you needed a midget, it was that guy. He was. I know he was in Time Bandits. I think that was one of the last things he did. But he was also in. It was a movie a long time ago. We mentioned Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. I don't know if you ever saw a movie called Foul Play, but he was in that. I don't know what his name is, but it just seemed like during the '70s, if there was a midget in a movie, it was that guy.
Really?
And he was like the token Hollywood midget.
Huh.
But
He was in
I think there's a
Titanic?
special midget agency that you can contact. So if you need a midget for your movie, you can contact them, and
You get him.
and they'll send you pictures. And I think they have a midget catalog, which is
Everybody's saying
kinda disturbing.
Billy Barty. Maybe
Billy Barty. That's him.
Really?
Yeah, Billy Barty. Very good, people. Who came up with that?
I don't know who the midget was in Death at a Funeral, but he was also in a movie called In Bruges. He's very funny.
Who said Billy Barty? A lot of people said it.
Yeah, a couple people
Dr.
got
Weir
that
said
one.
it. Huh.
Billy Barty.
Yeah, Billy Barty. He was. I don't know. Is he still alive? Does anyone know? Billy Barty still. I think
Google
he passed
Billy
away.
Barty.
I think he passed away. Yeah, he died.
Rutger says he died. Rutger Hauer? Is Rutger Hauer in our room?
I guess.
No, I don't know.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Is Rutger
How many
Hauer?
friends did you make while you were gone?
Ah.
Rutger Hauer. What's he famous? What movie did he do that?
Wow. He's not in any.
Well, I know he hasn't done anything recently, but what did he do?
No.
I can't even think of one. I know who he is, but I can't think of any movie he's
I
done.
was just thinking he was the villain in Blade Runner, and Dr.
Oh
Weir
yeah,
said-
yeah.
And
He
that
was
was
the
great.
he was the albino guy.
He was great in that.
He was. That was a strange
I love Blade
kind
Runner.
of movie. I mean, it Blade Runner gave me an appreciation for clear vinyl raincoats, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how they came up, conceptually, how you come up with the scene. Putting a woman in that outfit and just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if she just ran through a bunch of plate glass windows? And then there would be blood and plastic and stuff.
That Ridley Scott, he's a genius.
Oh my god. Just,
Cyberpunk classic, yes it was.
Oh yes. And oh. Did anyone airbrush makeup on like that before that movie? Or
Rutger says that he was in Sin City too.
oh yeah,
Rutger Hauer's in Sin City.
yeah, he is.
Who was he in Sin City?
The Rutger Hauer looking guy. But yeah, he was in it. That's right. I can't think of who he played right off the. But he was like he had a lot of prosthetics and stuff on him. You